Hey everyone, this is Joe from Thunk Tank Podcast, and today I wanted to just share a brief video following up what I did in my last video talking about beach cleaning tips and tricks. And I realized that it's actually been about a year since I started beach cleaning, so I thought today I would celebrate by sharing my top 10 strangest things I have found beach cleaning. And believe me, it's quite an exhaustive list, so getting it down to just the top few was quite challenging, but I think it's quite interesting as well. So with that said, let's take a look at some of the images of strange things I found. Here it goes. Number 7. Actually, this is not a top 10 because I don't really believe in top 10s, to be honest. It's a nice round number, but other than that, it just sort of sounds fancy. So I narrowed it down actually to the top 7. So starting with number 7, out of place items, and sometimes ironically so. And what I mean by those are items that have writing on them that sort of stand out to me, whether that's talking about water from the beautiful island of Fiji that happens to just be crap now on my local beach, or bottles that are mostly degraded that say hope on them, or little wrappers that say thank you for your service at the end of a beach clean. I mean, come on, universe, that's pretty on the nose right there. But yeah, a lot of times you'll find stuff with writing, and it's kind of fun to think about how those work as universal messages, whether or not they do. Number 6, microplastics. So microplastics are an issue that I've talked about in previous videos, and I'll link some more videos about microplastics in the description. Needless to say, microplastics aren't as glamorous as big plastic bottles and cans and that sort of thing, but they're just as important in terms of how they damage marine environments. So you find a lot of those beach cleaning, and it's easy to just ignore them. So oftentimes you pick up a piece of small plastic and it breaks down into even smaller plastic. But that's part of the challenge to keep finding those, because as you can see, a handful adds up to a seemingly normal sized piece of plastic. So something to keep an eye out for as you beach clean yourself. Number 5, glow sticks. I mean, who doesn't love a good rave at the beach? I know I do, but come on people, pick up your glow sticks here. Clearly that doesn't belong among seashells and tidal creatures, right? And I found those before, mostly during the summer when people are out raving on beaches apparently, but certainly something we don't want degrading within marine environments. So that's an odd one when I find it, but glowy goo, I'm gonna have to say that's a no for what belongs at the beach, definitely. Number 4, stranded fish. I've found a lot of fish creatures throughout my time, but perhaps none were worse than the Great Goldfish Massacre of 2018. As you can see here, many crushed fish, stranded, beached, out of water, out of mouths. It was not a pretty sight, but we dealt with it and moved on. So yeah, you find all sorts of food pieces like this. Not the worst thing in the world, because somebody will come along and eat them, whether that's little critters or birds or me, maybe. No, not me. I wouldn't do that. So you'll find a lot of food like that. So I'm getting hungry. Let's just move on to the next one. And the next one is a strange one, and that's narcotics. And that's sort of unfortunate, of course. Where I beach clean here on Long Island, it's kind of the unofficial heroin epidemic center of America. And one doesn't have to beach clean long in order to find things such as heroin needles or other strange items, pieces of paraphernalia that aren't so great like this. So that's something you should keep an eye out for, whether or not you're beach cleaning or not, just on the beach. The last thing you want to do is step on something like that, and believe me, I've come close. Luckily, I take precautions now. I used to sometimes wear not even sandals just walking around, but not anymore. I always wear thick sandals when I beach clean or just walk on the beach, because you just never know what's lurking beneath the sand. So that's another video for another day. But yeah, straight up heroin needles. Strange item I found, but unfortunately plenty of them. Number 2, beached watercraft. Of course, there's nothing more interesting than coming across a beached ship, and I've done that in my time, as you can see here. This was the SS Stranded Little Boat, I call it. And it was just kind of up against these cliffs by me. I didn't know what to do with it. I couldn't pull it back with me because I didn't have rope. I thought about sailing it, but I thought better of it. And when I did get rope, and by the time I got back, alas, it had set sail again. but talk about a lot of plastic. So I was hopeful to get that, but I wasn't able to. So maybe, hopefully somebody else did, or it's sailing the high seas right now as we speak. And number one, the strangest thing I think I found, and this is kind of a general type of item, but that would probably be furniture. And when I say furniture, I mean actual furniture. I found everything from desk chairs to little footstool things like this. And this was one of particular interest to me because it was just in the middle of this beach, away from anybody, just kind of standing there mocking me. And it's actually quite heavy, quite a lot heavier than it looks. And for weeks I thought about taking it back, but it was just so heavy. And I would just use it to sit on while I was beach cleaning, honestly, until one day I finally mustered up the strength to lug it back with me. But yeah, you can pick up some very fine furniture. It's a little sun-weathered and rain-rotted oftentimes, so maybe not a first choice for furniture you want to bring into your home, but hey, you never know. That's the type of stuff you can find when you beach clean. So there you have it, the top 7 strangest things I found beach cleaning. I'm sure I'm leaving out a lot, but I'm sure this next year there will be plenty more strange, mysterious items and creatures that I'll find as I continue beach cleaning. So please, if you like this video, like and share and comment below on strange things that you have found beach cleaning. I would love to know what you found and what you have done with those items. Other than that, thank you again for giving a listen, and I will see you next time.